pushing it.
Push it. Do it. Do it. Everybody, welcome back to ACES53 with Ed Parcaut and myself. I'm Brian Galke. We are here on Tuesdays and Thursdays. On Tuesdays, like today, it's usually just Ed and I kind of catching up, talking about what we're working on our projects, everything else. Then on some Thursdays, we have a guest that we call a joker. That's somebody with a special skill or talent that we come and bring their information to you and us as well. So how you doing, Ed?
Good. And if it's your first time here, thanks for being here.
Yeah, that too.
Not that I'm trying to do. I just I want to let everybody know if it's your first time here. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you.
Yeah. Oh, go live. Hold on.
Oh, I got to do that.
Turn on the gram.
IG2. There we go. I didn't do hardly anything this weekend work-wise. I did do some stuff around the house, but Monday I slept in my big chair pretty much most of the afternoon. I mean, I watched football on Saturday to see the Broncos win, and then come to find out our quarterback broke his ankle and then is out for the season.
I heard he broke some bones in his foot. I didn't know what it was, though.
Yeah. But I mean, if everybody's like, what are we going to do? Our backup quarterback is not a normal backup quarterback. I actually like him better than Bo Nix. So, yeah, he's the one that started the preseason and was doing amazing. Like, sorry, you're not our guy.
And I didn't do much of anything. Sunday I flew out to Phoenix. So got up that morning. We went and had brunch with my family, all that kind of stuff. And then headed to the airport, flew to Phoenix, met up with some people I know that live out there. So had dinner with somebody on Sunday. Bronwyn, who I had breakfast with her on Monday, had lunch with Heather Wagenhals. And then I went and recorded 2 podcasts. And then we went to dinner with the people. So it was a packed day yesterday, just in fun ways. I didn't get a lot accomplished other than getting to catch up, socialize, learn what people are doing. And it was a good trip. I love Scottsdale. Like, I wish there was a point we lived out there for 90 days and I wanted to stay. The ex wanted to come back home. But, one of my life's woulda, shouldas, whatever was in 2008, I was looking at townhomes down there right after the crash when they were all like 40, 50,000. And now those same ones are 500 to $1 million. I'm just like, damn it.
Hindsight's always 20/20.
Exactly.
That's what I'm told. So I mean, but the problem with Arizona, just you're used to hot, humid heat.
Yes.
They're hot, dry heat, but they get really hot, right?
They do. Well, there's only they get to 120, we get to 115, but the difference is with it being a desert.
I know. I live in a desert in California.
But it drops at least. But here you go from 115 to 110 in the summer, and it's so humid you just drip sweat. I don't have hair to stop it, Ed.
Neither do I. So what the hell? So if you're used to that and horrible in climate, then I would tell you you're fine to go to Arizona. But I know people looking to move there. The biggest problem with Arizona is water, and they're fighting to have water all the time. They can't drill wells. There's just no water.
Yeah. Well, it's the same. I heard a statistic about Vegas and Utah. So many people have moved to those two that they're going to have a water shortage in the next decade, and they don't know what they're going to do because so many people have relocated to those 2 locations.
Well, they're just going to keep stealing it from the Colorado River. That's what they're going to keep doing.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I mean, what else? We're going to have to learn how to make it rain is what we're going to have to do. Yeah.
Or you figure out what to do with seawater, right? I mean, we've got it all around us.
No, because we'll be drinking it all and then they'll never be replenished.
We have to pee eventually.
Yeah, there's ways to do it. They'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Leave it up to Trump. He'll figure it out. Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else I worked on. Played around with AI. Oh, I had to upgrade. It was this has nothing to do with business really, but my mail client freaked out on my Mac and it wouldn't index anything. So I had emails from present day mixed in with 2023, mixed in with 2017, and nothing I tried. I tried using ChatGPT to fix it and it wouldn't work. So I had to upgrade to the new operating system and that fixed it because it forces everything to reindex. So I had a lot of downtime, meaning my computer was down where I couldn't get a lot done over the weekend. But I've got to get presentations put together for, I've already gotten next week's done. That's why I'll be out with Todd out in your state in California. Yep, Todd Sue. And then the week after that's when I fly to New York for that Inman, which is going to be in front of 1,000 people. And they've got a lot of restrictions, like you can't have your logo anywhere. So I'm having to go slide by slide and take off my logo. And then it's a shorter time frame than I'm used to. So I'm also having to figure out what highlights I'm going to hit that's going to be effective.
15, 30 minutes? What? I'm sorry.
20 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Quick.
So,
I can't believe they're making you take your logo off, because who are you?
well, that's just it. I get it. A lot of the bigger conferences do is they send you a template that you have to put your material on, and it's got their logo. Their answer is just, you can't have any logos. You can't list any of your social media or anything like that. So I don't know. I'll give them a first pass in the next day or so,
The
and
question
then
is,
we'll see.
how do promote yourself is the question.
QR code at the end.
That's it.
Because I'm still going to put the Talkadot. Yeah, Talkadot's that new one that I've been using, where everybody can leave you reviews, and that helps build up your, like, if somebody's looking at you, and let's just say it's you and I've got 200 reviews saying I'm a good speaker, and all you have is 4 on your website. Well, who are they going to trust? But I do like it's a third party. It's a completely different website from your own. But I also dislike some things of it, because what they're doing is they're basically asking, like, hey, who organized the event? Who did all these things? Because they're creating their own speaker bureau.
Right.
Yeah. So
speaking of that,
yes.
it was before, there's a couple things I want to get into, because I don't want to lose people, but one of the things, what to do this year, low ticket items, middle ticket items, or high ticket items, meaning people, groups, whatever you look at, what you should go after in 2026. Kind of want to get into that a little bit, but before we get into that, I actually had a phone call with Christy this weekend.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Funny thing, I was listening to radio back from doing probably one of my trips to Home Depot or whatever this weekend, and it was talking about axe throwing on there. And I remember, and you weren't in not Memphis. Were we in Memphis? Yeah.
No, my first one was San Diego.
Anyway, we did an axe throwing where we were at, and the top 2 people in the tournament was myself and Brian.
Yeah, Bogert.
Yeah. However, Christy should have been in my place, but Steve wouldn't let her because it's about the people attending. And so I just happened to think about that. And so I called her and left a message. Well, she was talking to somebody else we know. I can tell you later, but it just, they had brought me up also. And it was just shocking that I had called at the same time they were talking about me.
That is funny. How's she doing? I haven't talked to her in a couple of weeks.
Well, we can talk about that afterwards.
Yeah.
But I was just, the fact that, how things are and how it's connected. And sometimes you're like, wow, I should do that. Do it.
Yeah.
If you get the thought to call somebody or something else, there's probably some reason why you should do that.
I did a post on that and it was like, when in doubt, reach out. If somebody pops to your mind, there's a reason for it. The world is more connected than we think it is.
Right. And that's why I was just like, wow. And then we talked, and I told her she should get into Ignite Mastermind, because it would help her a lot with what she's trying to do, which she's trying to make money.
Yep.
I'm like, because it's such amazing how connected everything is in Ignite, and everything they throw at you and everything you have. I mean, I'm still trying to get resolved from the AI bot that we just watched, and still from Growth Hacking Live.
Bronwyn and I talked about that at breakfast, because she's in it and Heather's in the Driven, which is, the next level up. But that's what they said. They said just the ecosphere of the people that are there. And it's not just theory. It's like, all right, this is how we're using it. Here's the results. Here's how you can do it step by step. Hands down, best investment of anything I've ever signed up for.
Yeah, man, because the Ignite's already, I mean, the AI bot is in the thing already to watch all the raw.
Oh, is it really? Okay.
Yeah. So it was been in there for a week already. It was,
I
uploaded it right afterwards and didn't clean it up, because they wanted you to have access to it right away.
Nice. Yeah, I'll download them and just watch them when I'm on flying next week, because next week longer air flights to California and all that jazz. So
well, I did. So this weekend I worked a little bit on my app that I'm doing for veterans to be able to get your disability yourself and not have to go through these claim sharks. I worked on that this weekend. And one of the things I ran into was a YouTube channel from a rater. That is a person who rates you at the VA. And he's, incognito, so you don't know who he is, because he doesn't want to be known who he is, so they tell him to stop doing it, right? Because he's not supposed to be giving that information out. Well, I set up my device already scraped everything out there for VA. Now it's set up to scrape his YouTube channel. Not really scrape it, but transcribe it, because scraping it would be illegal. According to YouTube channel, but transcribing is okay.
That's funny.
Yeah, so then it's going to transcribe it and then put it into its brain, so then it knows that. So it has up-to-date information from an actual VA rater.
Oh, interesting.
That is
Okay.
what's so amazing with what you can do with when you're the user making an application,
Hmm.
you're the end user also. So the users are making it so they can tell it what it really wants so
Hmm.
that you can have it come out that way versus a coder making something and you're trying to explain to them what you want.
Right.
Because my business partner on the helping the radio, he's like, I thought you had two people who are going to help you with that. I could do, but they wanted me to put all this information in a audio file of what I wanted, blah, blah, blah. I said, I have no idea what I truly want
Right.
until I started building it. And I'm building it. And then it's like when I get stuck, I will hand it over or whatever, but I'm not stuck. It's just going back through fixing things and doing certain things. Because he's like, it would be faster. It's not going to be faster. It's still going to take 6 months for them to do it. Even though they said they would help me, they're going to help me on their time,
Yeah.
not during the hours.
Yeah. Well, it goes back to what we talked about. It's what's the best use of your time? What's the most efficient way to get something done? The old school, like you were saying, like I'm going to do a lot of it myself. That's because you know what you're trying to create, and then you can have them tie up the loose ends. And that's like you said before, you had to go and try to explain something to a programmer or coder, and they would come back and give you different revisions of it, but that would take weeks of time. And now you're getting it within minutes to hours to days. It's
Right.
just a crazy world we live in right now with vibe coding, prompting, everything else.
What I'm going to do is build it out, and then they can bulletproof it to able to take on millions of people, users, or thousands. I mean that kind of thing.
Yeah.
The way it's so I originally built it in. I don't know if I told you this, but I originally built it in Lovable,
Right.
and
I knew that.
then I put it into GitHub and I brought it into Replit and rebuilt it in Replit.
That's what you were saying, because for those who are listening, Lovable is very, very user friendly. It's kind of like ChatGPT is, and then when you go into Replit, it's more the high end coding, programming. It fixes a lot of bugs and has a lot more like database interaction, things of
It
that nature.
connects it better than
Yeah.
because Lovable, it's like you go in the circle, and unless you're smart enough to know it's making you go in a circle and
Mhm.
you stop it and and talk to it, you're going to get lost in it. So I think it's great for building user interfaces, like especially websites and actual user interface that you're going to be using. It gets amazing. Supposedly Replit's getting better at it, but I had already built it over there just to see, and now so I mean I built out a lot. I mean now I'm doing the user. So I have two parts. You have a provider and a user.
Mhm.
And I'm making where the provider can get connected to a user account so that they can, if somebody says, I need a Nexus letter, and they can go into your account, see what you've uploaded and everything, and take that information, like the medical records, all those kind of things already in one place. So they can just go in and read it. We'll automatically create a Nexus letter they can look at, and then they just have to sign it.
Got it.
It is to connect those two things, or connect, a lot of people 50 and older are the ones going to, 70% of people getting their benefits right now are 50 and older. The 60 and older are not the best on computers.
Right.
So I want to make it to where they can actually talk to it or have somebody else upload stuff.
And just because not everybody, like says, watch the show, when he's saying VAs, you're talking veterans, virtual assistants.
Yeah, exactly. I do have those too, but
right.
Yeah.
But
people don't watch them. I am a veteran, so I got my disability benefits, but it wasn't a nightmare. I just knew there was a better way.
Yeah. So you're just trying to solve the pain that you wish had existed when you went through the process to help others.
And there's already two companies out there who kind of do this, but they do it like in 2022 we did.
Got it.
Not if you use ChatGPT since 2022, what you do. Can you understand what I'm getting at?
Yep.
It's not doing what I'm having it do.
Yeah. Where did my Instagram go so I can still see? Sorry. Making sure there's no questions over there.
Yeah, I don't have you on my side, so.
Yeah. None
over here. All the questions. They don't care. They don't like this anymore.
Bored.
Boring. Yeah. Well, I mean, so I've been using my pod to cut up my daily and putting it out there, and we are getting more and more people watching us and interacting with us, and so it's consistency, and that's what we talked about before. It doesn't matter if you didn't do it today, just start doing it going forward.
Well, it's weird. The most I've ever had on LinkedIn is like 4,000 impressions, something like that. One of the AI video glasses videos went and hit 19,000 views like Thursday of last week. So that was 21,000 views on LinkedIn, which I've never, ever crossed higher than 5,000 before. So what is it? It's like you said, it's consistency. And the good news about LinkedIn and all that is it's kind of like YouTube. Once somebody finds you, then they dig through your stuff versus just nonstop scroll. But
It's also business.
yeah. And it's still always consistency though. That's one thing I am seeing. Like I have not been consistent on YouTube. Henry's going to help me with that one. And YouTube's at like 3,000. I think YouTube is my least. I take that back. YouTube or LinkedIn, those two are my two worst that I've got to amp up in 2026.
I don't know why you're not on YouTube.
Oh, I put all my short stuff on there. It's just not, I don't put long form because I haven't recorded much long form content. That's what I need to work on my down days.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If you watch AI Bot, the guy said educational stuff is dead. The only thing that's going forward is documentary.
Right. The 4-part series. Yeah.
five actually. 5 of them.
What was his? Hold on, because I've got his.
What I would tell you to do instead of doing your cut-ups of what you're doing, do a 5-part documentary on what you're doing and do it that way.
Yeah, I've got his GPT, so the Parasite documentary framework. I've got his GPT to figure that out.
Did you get that from me or did you get it from somewhere else? Because
I watched it. When it was on, I had it. I always put things on my iPad and I project them to my TV. And once he was kind of talking, he mentioned something. I was like, "Ooh, what is that?" And I went in and I always copy the chat.
Yeah, I could have sworn. I hope I got everything because I went and grabbed everything too while I was on there.
Awesome.
Because and then in the day they would send them all, usually.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean but it's just how, because mine's all educational unless it's, so I'm getting more and more, like I said, views and comments from YouTube while we're on. Had a guy today ask us questions about stuff, and we just do our normal live Monday through Friday at 8:30, and it lasts maybe 20 minutes if we're lucky, and we get a lot of people.
Now, since we use StreamYard, right? Have they put up where what do you call it? TikTok yet? Because I know that was one that they were missing before. They haven't added that one yet, have they?
No, not that I know of.
Okay. And I know we've got YouTube, so it can do Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn.
I haven't seen it.
Instagram.
Yeah, I wish they would, because I would get rid of a Facebook.
Would you?
Because I have 2 of them. I don't need them.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
You do too? You have 2 also.
Yeah, I'm starting to get away from posting anything. I mean, other than Instagram pushes it. I'm trying not to do as much on subtle skills because, like we talked about, personal branding. I'm slowly trying to weed that off.
I have your personal on there.
Right. But I'm saying, like, I used to originally, I was going in adding more stuff to my subtle skills Facebook, and I've stopped doing it. Other than what Instagram pushes out, I don't add anything. But I'll still go into Facebook on my personal one and add in business stuff or add in other things as well.
Yeah, but on this, it goes live there also.
Yeah.
When I set it up, I do both for you.
Right.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
It should be both. But even on our daily, we're getting, I'd say me personally, 5 times the amount of viewers we would normally have.
That's awesome. I'm looking here. Let me see what
they could change as of today, though.
Well, that's the whole problem, right? So let me see. I'm just looking at my LinkedIn. Yes, I only have 2,300 followers on LinkedIn. So that's my least. I've got 2,900 on YouTube, and then it just goes up from there.
Subscribers on YouTube does not matter anymore, just like TikTok.
Well, it does to meet a certain metrics if you ever want to monetize, but otherwise it doesn't.
Yeah, but when you get there, then you can worry about that.
Right. Yeah, no, it's more that
you need 1,000 subscribers or 4,000 subscribers, right?
Well, no, it's only 1,000 subscribers, but then it's crazy. It's like you need 10,000 hours of watch time on YouTube. Yeah.
You know how people do that?
Pay people to watch it.
Yeah, they hire a company to do that to get them there, and then they don't use them anymore.
Yeah, I didn't realize. So when I was it was Tamara Thompson is the one who she does Broadcaster Authority. That's who I was visiting when I was in Scottsdale, and I didn't realize that people pay for downloads, and they were talking about how you can tell, kind of like Instagram, that somebody will go and spend a bunch of money 1 month to have a bunch of downloads done, so they can say, "Hey, I hit the top, rank whatever." They do a screenshot, kind of like when people do a book release. What do? Tell all their subscribers, "Hey, go and purchase my book for free at this one time." So then you get the little participation trophy, that I've got this, and then they don't do it again, but they just make a screenshot that one time. I didn't realize any of that happened. I knew people bought followers. I knew people, did different things, but I didn't realize that there was an avenue that some people will go through to where they pay for people to put out fake downloads.
Yeah, the only problem is that stuff's all from India. They don't have
Right.
anything in the United States, and it's like, I don't want that. That's like they reached out to me to get reviews on my book, and I said,
Mhm.
"Where are they from?" "Oh, that doesn't matter. They only look at the first 10." I'm like, to me, it matters.
It does. Well, that's one of the problems with my Facebook business page is my very first coach. He said, hey, look, all you want to get is followers. So what you do is you say, instead of wanting in the US, you want worldwide. You put out a quote that it's somebody else's quote and say like if you whatever. And it got me followers or, on Facebook, but it wasn't the right followers. And that's a huge thing of when it all came out before there was a blue check mark, like you used to have to, or before you could buy it for $7 a month. People used to have to go through a rigorous process to be Instagram verified, Facebook verified. Now it's $10 a month. Anybody who's not doing that, I highly recommend it, because if your account ever gets hijacked and you pay the $10 a month, there's a support line for you. If you don't, your stuff might be gone. But it is interesting because when I first got started, like Steve and I had the conversation of, do you buy followers or not? Because that's what people used to do 5 to 7 years ago. Everybody just went in, created an account, bought a bunch of followers. I was lucky enough to have some videos go viral, and that's what got me up to over 200,000. But over time it's gone down, and now I'm at like 190.
Yeah, because people realize they don't, or they, remember, 10% of people fall off all that stuff.
Exactly. But it was interesting that was a conversation when I first got started with different people. Is, hey, do you want to buy followers? Because people will look at how many people follow your account, and that's kind of a metric of judgment when people are like, oh, should I follow them? Oh, well, 100 and however many people also follow them, and others don't. But it comes back down to what we've talked about before, and is numbers are a vanity metric versus like how many people are actually engaging with you, interacting with you, and or buying from you.
Right. For me, so my YouTube, my personal channel did well.
Mhm.
Then they were at the 2 years ago, they were like, you need to separate out your podcast from your personal channel because you have so many different things that it's throwing off the algorithm.
Yeah.
That was the worst thing I ever did, because those channels have not built up like me personally has. If I put it on my channel, I'll
Yeah.
get so many more views. I mean, I get a lot of views, don't get me wrong. My shorts take off,
Yeah.
but no matter which, but the issues really, should I have them put it on both channels now going forward? And
Right.
and that's the question I need to figure out.
Gotcha.
Because one of my Inner Edison's been around for I don't know 5 years, and I'm in the top 1% of people but I actually have a lot of downloads. But the problem is on the YouTube channel, it looks like I have 32 people who signed up for it or whatever the number, because or follow, because it's a separate account. It's not been around forever.
Oh, there are some people who had to start from scratch. Rene Rodriguez, he wrote the book Amplify Your Influence. His old company, like the people that first got him going, like jacked up his account, and he had to start back at zero. And so did Neil Dingra. He had like 85,000 followers and lost everything, and he had to start back over. And the reason I bring that up is that was impressive to me, that here was this guy who had, let's just say he had 200,000 or whatever it was. The fact that he could start at zero made me comfortable, and I actually followed him to figure out like what's he doing, all this kind of stuff. Because when you go out, and you and I have talked about this, we have this, oh, I want to be like Brad Lee, or I want to be like Joe Rogan, or they look at these people that have been in this business for anywhere from 10 to 30 years, and they think, well, why am I not like them? And then people give up, and that's not the secret. The secret is to find somebody who's just a few steps ahead of you. You catch up to them, and you either surpass them. And if you do, then you just find the next person to mimic or figure out like, what are they doing, and learn from people who are already doing what you want to do.
Yeah. That's if you care about following.
Yeah.
The question really is, there's people with only 2,000 followers or 5,000 followers who make a lot of money because they're the actual people who deal with them. That's the difference. It's really not, you have to look at, what do you want? Do you want to be an influencer, or do you want to make money? I mean, what is your goal? Are you trying, because you should only put out content to your one person.
Right. And that's where everybody gets so out there. It's funny because we all do it. Like even somebody I know who, she hosts events. She's got like a blog. She's got a coaching course. She's got all these things. And the other day she's like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be or who my avatar is. And it's because it was so wide open.
Right.
that it applied to everybody versus who is the one ideal customer. And that's what we helped her with the other day. But it's funny because we all go through that to a degree. I mean, you've got yours extremely dialed down. Like, you want to help veterans.
But I didn't.
I know you didn't, but you are now. And that's why you advertise for one type of avatar. And if other people come in, it's just bonus, not who you're chasing.
Well, they hear me. That's the most important. If you throw it out to everybody, nobody hears you.
Right.
That's the problem. And again, that's again back to what I wanted to talk about originally is in this year, what do? Do you go for low ticket? Are you trying to do something for everybody? Or are you trying to do something, because there's the low ticket item, which is, everybody. You have the middle ticket item, which is, and then you have the high ticket that is very few. The question is, who are you trying to talk to? That is who you need to find out. And that's like you. I mean, you're the giveaway, if you give away cards, those would be the low end people who are paying so much per month. And the question is, how do you get the high end people and focus on them? Because they're saying, do the low or high. Don't do middle.
Who else? Somebody else brought that up. Because they said the middle is where everybody goes to die. Oh, it was the people who book yourself solid. They said you either have, the entry level or you have the red velvet rope. If you have it in the middle, then those people who have those other two offers are killing you. And they said, if you only go for the lowest, well, then you're chasing people who are just going to ask you for discounts. And then you just keep lowering the price. And eventually you end up out of business.
Oh, it's just the other day. I deal a lot with veterans. There's a built-in trust, built in the way we talk. There's no issue. And I still deal with, business owners and other stuff. And the one couple that text me and all this stuff, I'm like, I wouldn't have this issue if I only worked with veterans permanently.
Right.
And I'm like, because they respect you. They respect your time. Because they want their time respected. They understand, and they're focused. What I'm getting at is, if you know who your people are, only work with those people.
Right.
And because your life will be easier.
Well, I think the answer is find who your people are and then only work with them. Like you said, if you don't, like the same thing. Like when I first got started, I'm like, who's your customer? Everybody's got a face. Yeah, that doesn't, you have to say it's for sales, leadership, or whatever. Like, you have to know who it is. And there's several resources out there to help you find your avatar, or you just go ask ChatGPT, like, based on our interactions, based on my website, all this, who is the ideal avatar I should look for? It'll ask you questions. And the best part is, if you don't know who you're looking for, you ask it. What questions should you be asking me to help me identify my ideal avatar? And it will ask you questions.
And that's just like a couple of apps I built. I asked who my avatar was for those apps. And it's important for it to know that.
Yep.
And it will break it down all the way to the name, age, what they do. I mean, which I never did before. Because I didn't have to. I kind of really knew because when we did, when we had big refinance companies, we knew who we went after one person only one person. And that's all we went after. We didn't go after the whole market where a lot of people do. Like, I had a client send me some stuff the other day. Your competitors offering me this. It's an advertisement. It's not an offer.
Exactly.
They know you own a house and they know you bought it at this point in time. They might kind of know your loan amount, but they don't know what it's worth. They don't know what your rate is. They don't know all this stuff. They're just trying to get you to make that phone call.
It's to gather attention. If people go back, and this is going to age us, like when the Sunday newspaper came out, it was always like what cars the dealerships had. You'd be like, oh, this truck for this price. Well, there was only one truck at that price, but
it was sold already.
Exactly. It was sold already. That's just to get you onto the car lot. So
yeah, it's a little different.
Yeah. All right.
You here this week?
Thursday, no. I'm going to be at a training all day. I'm going to be with a guy named Paul Gett. Is Paul Gett? It's a speaker training. And I met him when I was in Scottsdale once before at a different event. He's coming to do a one-day event here in Dallas. So I'm going to go hang out at that. Tomorrow, we've got the event we're doing that was kind of similar to what Steve had. And that was, if you're a starting off speaker, what you need a lot of times is assets. So pictures of you on stage, recording time on stage, one sheet bios, things of that nature. So we're hosting, put together with Karen Gray, who she's been on the show before. And then Karen brought in Sarah Strackhouse, who's a media expert. She used to be on the news, and now she helps people get press ready and everything. So we're doing an event here in Plano. First time out of the gate, just trying to figure out what were we missing when we started our careers. So we'll be doing that all day tomorrow. And then Friday, what am I doing Friday? Friday, I'm hosting something for Adam Lyons. He's gone for his 2:00 training. So I'm going to be the guest speaker. So it's it's been a good week, man. It's fun to be busy versus, when you get idle time, the brain starts going, oh crap. So,
I understand. I have so much to do for today, and I'm not done it yet.
Yeah.
I gotta get on it, but because it's Tuesday, we were off yesterday.
I was gonna say yesterday was a holiday. That's the other part.
And normally I don't take the whole weekend and holiday. I'm doing it from now on. I'm tired. I'm just not going to work these weekends. Leave my phone over there. People text me. Sorry.
Tell ChatGPT to leave you alone.
Yeah. I've told some clients that I'll be there for you when you're trying to write your offers and you need stuff. But then after you're in contract, don't ever try to get a hold of me in the evenings on the weekends.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing that is so important. You have to talk to me at that point.
Right.
And they go, I would totally get it. Because in the beginning, they need certain things, but not once they're in contract. There's nothing.
Not once they're in there.
Yeah.
I got you. Take us on out.
No.
Okay, I'll do it then.
All right. Appreciate you being here, Brian. I appreciate you for watching us. And if you like what we do here, let us know. Subscribe, send us a message. Let us know what you want us to talk about. Brian and myself are here Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 AM Pacific. And I don't care about any other time that Brian cares about.
It's a nooner for the rest of us.
All right. I'll be here on Thursday. Brian won't. But again, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate you. All right.
Bye, Ray.